Depending on the size of the center and how many times a day you do your lanes, you will have to change the duster cloth quite frequently. Now, the first thing we will do is remove the recovery tank, and we're going to cut out the old cloth. You'll hear that cushion roller drop. This will allow us to take out the top and the bottom roll. Now we're going to push the top roll to 10-pin side, angle that cloth out of the machine, and you're going to notice there's a metal bar inside of that roll. Now we're going to replace that when we put the new roll of cloth in. We can take out the take-up reel by pushing that to the 7-pin side and angling it around the stud. Now we're going to take this and unroll the old cloth off of it because we're going to reuse this take-up reel when we come back. You're going to notice that we did not cut the cloth off. We recommend that you unroll it because, as you can see, there's going to be two white clips that are going to be on your take-up reel, and those are used to just help hold that cloth in place. In addition to that, we're going to have two metal screws that also go through there. So when we start our paper, we can get it wrapped on evenly. Before replacing the cloth, this would be a good time to clean up some of the areas that we might not be able to get to normally when the cloth is in the machine, like the inside of the front panel, or down around your duster switches and your cushion roller assembly. Now, before we reinstall the cloth, we're going to place the recovery tank back in the machine. We're going to actually use this part of the recovery tank as a guide to keep the cloth straight. We're going to put the metal bar inside of the new roll. Then we're going to unwind enough cloth so that we can wrap it underneath the cushion roller and bring it back up on top of the lane machine. Now, there is a routing diagram on the 10-pin side that will show you the direction of the cloth. So we're going to push the cloth underneath the cushion roller, and then guide it underneath of the metal routing bar. And once you have the cloth through, we can lift the cushion roller, make sure that we're even left to right and we don't have any wrinkles in there. And we're going to unroll a little bit more slack, set the roll up on top of the lid latch. Now we're going to pull the cloth taut up against that tank, and we're going to square off the corners. Take our PVC take-up reel, lay it across the cloth, making sure we're even on each side, and fold it back over on top of the screws. We're going to wind that maybe 1 or 1.5 times till we're sitting right on top of the recovery tank. Now we can replace the PVC clamps. Those are going to assist in holding the cloth to the take-up reel. And we can angle it down into the lane machine, back around and onto the hub with the roll pins. Now we can lift the cloth straight up in the air. Make sure, once again, we don't have any wrinkles. We're going to wind that back down until we're about 10 inches or so above the tank and angle that into the laying machine and hub. You're going to notice that we have some excess slack. We're now going to enter our duster control and reset menu and wind up that additional cloth and check to make sure that the cloth is even left to right when it's completely tightened. Now we're going to access the duster control and reset menu, and we're going to use the up arrow to wind up that additional slack in the cloth. Now once the cloth is wound up, we'll then use the down arrow to unwind some more cloth, and the up arrow one more time to get the cloth completely tight. From this point, we'd make sure that it was even on left to right, and then we would reset the duster cloth count. You can also use the start button on the handle to wind and unwind duster cloth when in the duster control reset menu. Once we have verified that the cloth has been wound up evenly, we can now reset the duster count. And the screen says hit exit, enter. And it asks, are you sure, new duster roll? We're putting in a new duster roll, so we will hit exit, enter again. The top number verifies that the present unwind time has went back to its original default, which is 10, and the number of lanes on the duster cloth has went back to its original default, which is 400. From there, we can simply hit Menu and go back to the Start menu.